Welcome to the chapter meeting module of the AmSpirit Business Connections training series. The mission of AmSpirit Business Connections is to empower our members to become more successful through networking. Our primary means for achieving this mission is by having chapters consistently conduct an effective weekly chapter meeting. It is at the weekly chapter meeting that our members solidify and hone strong relationships with fellow AmSpirit Business Connections members. Through these relationships, AmSpirit Business Connections empowers our members to generate opportunities for new business, improve the scope and quality of our network, increase our ability to act as a resource, improve our communication skills, and gain the satisfaction of helping others succeed. The key to all of this, however, is an energetic, consistent meeting that closely follows the AmSpirit Business Connections meeting format.
Okay, everybody, this is our 2-minute warning. If you grab your coffee and let's go ahead and take a seat and get started.
The AmSpirit Business Connections Model Chapter Meeting consists of 15 essential elements, which we will review in this training module. If each of these elements is included and appropriately executed by the chapter, the meetings will be effective, the chapter will become strong and productive, and the individual members will profit.
Good morning. Welcome to the Pioneer Chapter of AmSpirit Business Connections. My name is Joanne Flory. I hold the residential mortgage category for this chapter, and I'm also the president.
The chapter president should start the meeting promptly at the designated time by reading the text provided in the script. The purpose of this is to signal members and guests that the meeting is starting, settle the room, and set a professional tone for the meeting.
We begin our meeting by reading our charter, and I've asked Kathy Goldberg to read that for us this morning.
AmSpirit Business Connections is a network of entrepreneurs, sales representatives, and professionals who come together to assist each other in growing their businesses by increasing the scope of business contacts, improving the quality of business relationships, and enhancing overall networking skills. The Pioneer Chapter meets every Thursday morning at this location.
Each week, the chapter president gives the written charter to a fellow member prior to the meeting and asks that member to read it at this time. Reading the charter each week states the purpose of AmSpirit Business Connections, further reinforces the professionalism of the chapter, and allows for greater participation from all members.
Thank you for reading the charter. To elaborate, let me share with you some additional information about the organization. AmSpirit Business Connections is a national organization. It unites and supports business people such as ourselves in chapters. Each chapter, including this one, meets weekly for an hour and 15 minutes and is comprised of members, only one in each separate and distinct business category. Our primary purpose is to exchange qualified business referrals. Adam, would you please explain to us what a qualified business referral is?
Yes. A qualified referral is someone given to you who is not a guarantee of business, but is expecting our call and in need of our services. And this is an opportunity for us to be in the right place at the right time.
Good, thank you. For our guests, in essence, what we're doing is we're putting one another in the right place at the right time. We are, through this meeting and our association with each other, committed to one another's success.
By reading the script in this portion of the chapter meeting, the president continues to reinforce the purpose of AmSpirit Business Connections to guests, while at the same time reminding members why they participate in the organization.
Today we do have a guest. Regan, I understand you brought a guest today. Please introduce us.
Well, thank you, Joanne. Actually, my guest is Scott Martin. I met him about 2 weeks ago at a networking event and had asked him if he had heard of AmSpirit Business Connections. And I sent him an email last night, and here he is. Go ahead and let him know what you do, Scott.
Thank you, Regan.
Before the start of the meeting, the membership chair or hospitality chair should provide the president with a list of guests' names, as well as the names of the chapter members who invited them. This allows the president to acknowledge those members who have brought guests and creates an opportunity for the guests to stand and share with the chapter who they are and what they do. Remember that at this time, members should be attentive to what each guest is saying. However, this is not a time for members to ask questions of the guests.
Thank you, Scott. At this time of the meeting, we pass our business cards to the left. As we do this, members, please quickly introduce yourselves. Derek?
Thank you. I'm Derek Ashley with Ashley Signs and Graphics and 360wraps.com. Thank you.
Nancy Holderman with NMP Consulting.
Good morning, Melissa Mercer with Buckeye Bookkeeping Services.
At this time, chapter members should quickly introduce themselves and use this opportunity to distribute their business cards or other sales material. This allows members to reacquaint themselves with one another. It also allows guests to see the chapter composition and put names with faces.
At this point, I'm turning the meeting over to our chapter vice president, Gino, to review our officer reports.
At this point in the meeting, the president turns the meeting over to the vice president for officer reports. The vice president will first stand and deliver his or her report, then ask each of the other officers to stand and give their reports. To assist each officer in giving an effective report, AmSpirit Business Connections has provided scripts in the chapter handbook. This makes a powerful statement about the discipline and professionalism of the chapter. Officer reports are vital to a strong, productive chapter. First, these reports share with members critical information about the status and operation of the chapter. Secondly, and equally important, these reports continue to unveil to guests the purpose, structure, and professionalism of AmSpirit Business Connections.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Derek Ashley.
Thank you, Roger. I'm Derek Ashley, owner of Ashley Signs and Graphics and 360 Wraps. We are a full-service professional graphic solution provider. What does that mean?
Each week, the chapter should allot approximately 20 minutes to have a program. Note that in the preceding segment, the vice president should always end the officer reports with the program chair. Thus, as the program chair completes his or her report, he or she can introduce the program for that week. This allows for a neat transition from the officer reports to the program. The purpose of the chapter program is to allow members a special opportunity to educate fellow members about their products and services. Occasionally, chapters may want to use this time to develop networking skills using training exercises and facilitation programs that have been specially designed by AmSpirit Business Connections. Finally, it is important to note that other than officials from AmSpirit Business Connections, only chapter members should have an opportunity to present during the program segment.
Today, we need to officially welcome a new member to our chapter. We have an official membership certificate for our newest member, Jerry Schwan. Jerry, will you please come up?
After the program, the president should recognize any new members to the chapter. Remember, membership in AmSpirit Business Connections is only for those whom the chapter has invited and selected into its ranks. Therefore, this portion of the meeting should be somewhat ceremonial.
Does anyone have any business or chapter-related announcements?
I do.
Andy?
Hi, folks. Andy Chido, Value Positioning Development. Just remember, our chapter social is tomorrow at 6:30 at GameWorks at Easton.
The chapter announcement portion of the meeting is an opportunity to inform the members and guests of other events, both related and unrelated to the chapter. This serves to inform members of networking activities outside the regular weekly meetings, such as lunch group assignments, professional development seminars, membership drives, social functions, or member open houses.
Today's mystery greeter is Jerry Schwan.
Prior to the meeting, the president secretly designates someone at the meeting, either a guest or a member, as the secret greeter. As not even the secret greeter knows he or she has been designated, members are compelled to shake hands with everyone. This increases the interaction among members and guests and creates a friendly, welcoming environment. If a member should fail to shake the hand of the secret greeter, he or she must pay the appropriate professional fee, usually only 25 cents.
If you are a member and you did not shake Jerry's hand, please deposit the appropriate professional fee in the chapter's referral bucket. Would the Sergeant at Arms, Gina, please review our professional fees before we pass the bucket?
Okay, let me restate what our professional fees are today. If you arrived late, please put $1 in the bucket. If you needed to leave early, $1 in the bucket. No name tag is $1. If you had a noise interruption, which I believe I did here, please put $1 in the bucket. And if you did not shake Jerry's hand, who is our mystery greeter, deposit 50 cents.
Chapters are encouraged to have fun with professional fees, as they simply serve as a friendly reminder of the commitment needed to be a successful member and a productive chapter.
Finally, before the referral bucket starts around, remember that a qualified referral is when you give a referral, the person being referred should be expecting a call.
Prior to passing the referral bucket, the president should review the definition of a qualified referral. This reminds members and informs guests of the quality of contacts AmSpirit Business Connections creates for its members.
For members and guests, it is time for our commercial and to give referrals. Passing the referral bucket to the left, when it gets to you, please share with us who you are, what you do, and how we can recognize a good referral for you. And state how many referrals you're giving and to whom. And finally, deposit in the referral bucket the yellow copy of the referral ticket along with any appropriate professional fees.
My name is Tammy Murphy, and the name of my company is Avalon's Entrepreneur Center. And what I do is I work with business owners, solo entrepreneurs, as well as independent agents.
I've been preparing taxes for over 20 years now.
Hi, my name is Chuck Pearson, Pearson Mortgage Group at Ross Mortgage. I specialize in loans for self-employed families as well as government loans.
During this portion of the meeting, members and guests each have an opportunity to talk about their businesses and give referrals. As referrals are the ultimate measure of the productivity of the chapter, this segment of the meeting is vital. It not only serves as evidence of how the chapter is performing, it is in essence an opportunity for members and guests to educate their sales force, their fellow members and potential members, about how to identify referral opportunities. Some points to remember are that everyone, including guests, should have an opportunity to speak. Everyone should stand when speaking, and speakers should limit their time so that everyone has a fair opportunity.
Again, I would like to thank our guests for attending, and I encourage you to join our chapter. If you have any questions, please see our membership chairman, Dave, or talk with any of our members. In closing, I would like to remind you of the primary benefits associated with AmSpirit Business Connections. Those are to generate opportunities for new business, to improve the scope and quality of our network, to increase our ability to act as a resource, to improve our communication skills, and to give us the satisfaction of helping others.
This is an important segment of the meeting as it focuses the members and guests on the fact that the chapter offers benefits beyond just opportunities for new business.
Our meeting is now over. Please have a great week.
As with the start of the meeting, it is important to conclude the meeting as reasonably close to the designated time as possible. This provides for a formal conclusion to the meeting and allows members and guests to effectively plan their day.
Thank you for viewing the chapter meeting module of AmSpirit Business Connections training series. Remember, there are 15 segments to an effective chapter meeting. Start the meeting punctually, read the charter, provide information about AmSpirit Business Connections, appropriately introduce guests, have members introduce themselves and pass business cards, give officer reports, have a chapter program, recognize new members, make chapter announcements, use a secret greeter, enforce professional fees, define qualified referrals, pass the referral bucket, review the primary benefits, close the meeting punctually. Ensure that your chapter follows each of the 15 segments, and you will experience more effective meetings. In short, follow this meeting format and you will become more successful through networking.